What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. How's everybody doing? Hoping everyone is having a legendary day. Yeah, we're not even going to talk about a freaking tie. Like, honestly, I understand the position Antonio Pierce was in. It's like, dude, are you really going to go for a 4th and 15? But you know what? Damn it, it's the preseason. You like Niners and Raiders tying. Like, I felt so dirty. Like, my boy was like, how do I talk shit, bro? I was like, ditto. Anyway, so we're not going to really talk about, a pointless game that ended in a tie. But we do got some big surprises on the 53-man roster. I don't know if Jason heard Steve's comments, but I did. So we're going to get a little bit into Steve Young's comments and give you a little bit of practice prediction. We might have a special guest coming on. We haven't got word yet, but we're prepared to go ahead and rock and roll with that. But before we get started today, as always, we got to pay some bills.
Today's episode is sponsored by Power Brand Systems. Need help getting new customers for your business? Let Power Brand Systems help you grow with their powerful tools. Visit powerbrandsystems.com/Niner Faithful Radio for more info. If you like our content and would like to support the show, consider leaving us a tip in our tip jar at ninerfaithfulradio.us/tip jar.
Join our exclusive membership community where you get exclusive NFR content not available anywhere else. Join our exclusive chat, 20% off of all non-sale For the Faithful by the Faithful gear, and much more. Visit portal.ninerfaithfulradio.us/login to join.
For the Faithful by the Faithful Season 4 apparel is finally here. To see this year's designs and also save 20% off of Season 1 through 3 designs, go to ninerfaithfulradio.com/shop.
Join us Friday for our NFR weekly review at 6 p.m. here on the West Coast. End your week with some drinks and laughs.
Follow us on social media at Niner Faithful Radio on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok, and at Niner Faithful R on X.
All right, y'all. Jason's cracking me up with the green screen. Ladies and gentlemen, faithful of all ages, let's get the show cracking.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana. Touchdown, John Taylor.
You're tuned into Niner Faithful Radio, the show hosted for the faithful, by the faithful, brought to you by Power Brand Systems.
What's cracking, Jason? How you doing, bro?
My ears were blown out by the really loud promo that you recorded.
Okay, so it's not my fault, Bubby. Like I said, I was in trouble last night, so she spent the night in the office. So she always turns down the volume on the computer. So when I recorded that audio today and everything for the ads and everything like that, I was like, damn, this shit's hella low. So I like jacked. For those who use FL Studio, you'll know Sound Goodizer, but it basically is meant to boost the volume and everything like that. So I put that bitch in and I cranked it up because I could not hear it, for the life of me. And then I see you be like, oh shit, and I was like, oh damn, my girl probably put down the volume hella. So I'll redo it.
It was hella loud. I was like, what the hell?
Man, you're gonna make me spit up my Gatorade. So anyway, let me see. I know we got some comments. Oh, all of a sudden this nigga show up. Yeah, it's so funny, bro. We were, every time Jacob Cowie made a play this preseason, everything, I'd message Jason in the chat and be like, bro, how psycho do you think Angel's going right now? I remember specifically the touchdown or the deep pass he caught in New Orleans. and everything like that. I was telling the homies that sit with that stand with me in the concourse. I was telling the homies like, "Bruh, my boy's going psycho right now." So initial thoughts, 53-man roster, Jason.
Huh? I'm
Yeah.
looking at some of these and I'm just like, huh? Anybody who won that 49ers contest to guess the 53-man roster is a liar, and it probably had some insider information, because there's no way anybody was guessing this roster the way it is. You have 2 tight ends, 96 fucking receivers.
13 linebackers. I mean,
no. Go ahead.
I always, when the cutoff happens on Tuesday, which it usually does, like, it's kind of cool. Initial 53 and everything, from content. Like, obviously, there's going to be a lot of interest in today's show. I mean, shit, we're already up to 12 or 8 now, but we're already up, pretty. Yeah, and see that's why it almost sucks. It's just because, let's be real, I wouldn't say a lot of the roster, but some people we talk about by the time we hit tomorrow night, as I'm getting off of work tomorrow night at 8:00, some of these people we're talking about today won't even be on the roster.
Yeah, they're just there just to get cut, basically.
Yeah.
Once we get the guys off waivers that we're willing to, and there's okay, we're going to drop this guy. So, yeah.
Yeah. Did you see I forget who cut him? Did you see that Jordan Matthews got cut?
No.
Yeah, Jordan Matthews got cut, bro. So, we all know.
Jordan Matthews.
Yeah. Sarber is coming back. We all know that.
Yeah, I'm not. He got the handshake behind the shed, like, yo. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're gonna take a look at that towards the end of the show. I'm pulling it up right now so we can actually go through and see who's cut and everything like that. But let me go ahead and pull it up. Here we go. So we'll go through by position right now. Quarterbacks: Brock Purdy, Josh Dobbs, Brandon Allen. No surprise.
No surprise. Nope.
Yeah, we'll get to the tight ends here in a second. I think once the NFLPA rejected that proposal for the third quarterback to be able to come from the practice squad, I think it was all but. As long as that's not a rule, the Niners will keep 3 quarterbacks on their roster. That's just going forward. Next, we've got running backs: CMC, Patrick Taylor, Jordan Mason, Isaac Orendo, and Juice. When I first saw it, I was a little shocked because I was like, wait. Because I was tripping. I was like, bro, these are not the 5 running, because I was so confident in the 5 running backs I had. I'm pretty sure we all had.
Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. So, media, your tweet is actually what let me know that he was cut. So when I was tripping because I was so confident, as I'm sure we all were, on the 5 running backs that the Niners were going to keep, and I was like, this ain't it. And then I scrolled down and I saw Elijah Mitchell put on season-ending IR, and I was like, am I surprised? No, because, I mean, at some point we knew this was coming. He was going to get on some type of injury list this year. Am I surprised that it happened this early? A little bit. And unfortunately, I know we don't want to get too much into offseason 2025. That'll be a beast in itself. But I think we might have seen the last of Elijah Mitchell in red and gold, Jason.
Yeah, it's possible. But to start the year off next season, he's going to be on this team. We'll see exactly what happens with him, but he technically is going to start the league year on this team. So I'm not sure if being on IR accrues another year or not, but, Big
This
ups
is
to
the last
Jordan
year of his
Mason.
deal.
Is it? I thought he had one more on it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Okay.
the last year of his
I thought
deal.
he had one more. Never mind.
So
Props to Jordan Mason for basically making it to the point to where, you know, someone like Elijah Mitchell is actually expendable. As much as we didn't like him, let me rephrase that. Not that we didn't like Elijah Mitchell, it was the fact that he was always getting injured. When Elijah Mitchell plays high-end fucking football. He plays this offense damn near almost as good as CMC.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
almost.
So almost. I mean, CMC definitely has more to say in the passing game. He's got a little bit more burst out of him, and a little bit. But Elijah Mitchell plays this offense very well. And I was a little surprised to see Patrick Taylor there. I think he starts the season as a number 3, but by the end of the season, Isaac Guerrero ends up going as that number 3 spot. Great for Isaac Guerrero. Isaac Guerrero has the entire season. He's just going to be our kick returner. There's no pressure on him to try and drop, push himself, to learn the offense, get up to number 3, number 2. Take your time, young man. Learn this offense and just work on, returning kicks.
Yeah. So just a few notes. I actually wanted it, now that you brought up returning kicks, a few notes that I do want to take from the Raiders game is Jarrell Luter could play some football.
Yeah.
Jarrell Luter could play some football, and Isaac Guerrero, the two things. I mean, I had it written in ink that Trent Taylor was going to be our punt returner this year. Me like he's some Jacob Cowing.
Yeah.
Me like he's some Jacob Cowing, and I think Isaac Guerrero on kickoffs. We'll see how the season progress. If they got starting some fumbling issues or some things like that, but you saw it in that 93-yard kickoff. If he's given any type of space and can make one or two men miss, it could very easily be a house call, pretty PDQ.
Did you know he was the state player of the year in high school as a wide receiver?
Yes, I knew. I didn't know he was a state player, but I knew he was a receiver.
I mean, that shows you the kind of speed that we're dealing with someone at his size. At 220 pounds, he was still fast enough to play wide receiver. I want to say it was Indiana State of the Year, Player of the Year, whatever, But that shows his versatility. So that means, he's eventually going to, work his way into the passing game when it comes to, coming out of the backfield and stuff like that. When I'm talking about someone who's a quote unquote long-term replacement for, CMC kind of a thing. I'm liking what we got right now between Jordan Mason and Isaac Guerrero.
Yep, definitely. That's another thing that I was excited to see in this Raider game is that, the Niner, I think they call it the Battle of the Desert. Doesn't have quite the ring as Battle of the Bay. But the one thing that I saw is, I remember saying as we were wrapping up the Friday / pregame show last week, is that, I wanted us to remind ourselves, the faithful, the NFL, we're good at some football. And one thing I saw is Deebo Samuel's still good at football, bro. George Kittle is still good at football. And Brock Purdy is good at football, bro. So I think there's kind of been this doom and gloom haze over the team. And when we get to Steve's comments here in the next segment, we'll kind of talk about one thing that's still or two things that are still kind of hanging over the team as we get ready for the Jets. But this is a damn good football team. And when you listed some of the players that got cut off this roster, there's definitely some surprises when cool, here we go. You got it right now. I mean, Chris Hubbard, I'm not saying that he was a starter, but
not knowing what's going on with Trent, and we didn't keep him is quite a surprise.
That was kind of what I was a little bit. I mean, you and I, Jalen Graham, I thought was pretty close to a lock. But I know we'll get to that next. So wide receivers, obviously you got Debo, Ronnie Bell, BA, Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings, Jacob Cowing, and Chris Conley. The only surprise to me there is and not necessarily. Let me see what is taking so long to sign John Lynch. We have been communicating. I mean, haven't we been communicating since May? You know, we're gonna get to that when we get to Steve's comments because I think it's time for us to start getting into their ass a little bit. But I don't know. Like, I mean, would you look at somebody like Jarrett Kingston, for example, who I thought, yeah, it was against backups, you know, all that type of thing. I mean, honestly, if you ask me who I'd rather keep, Ronnie Bell or Jarrett Kingston, I'd rather keep Jarrett Kingston. Drake Nugent. I mean, you know what I mean? One thing nobody's talked about is, I think with the regression last year and the fact that, let's be real, what the man probably practiced 5 times all training camp. Jake, I think that 1 year we got out of Jake Brendels is looking to be like the outlier versus what we can expect going forward. And so with the question in the mark, if this season does go sour, I mean, you would think Jake Nugent would want to be somebody you will want to keep in the building. Now we'll see if he can make it to practice squad. That's one of the reasons why kind of doing this show today kind of sucks, is because, you know, some of these questions, you know, we'll still have questions at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Let's see, but no big surprises on the receiver front. What's up?
I'm other than Ronnie Bell, no. And it's weird because all you hear is how good Ronnie Bell is in practice. And let's be honest, Ronnie Bell can block his ass off. The problem is, whenever they threw to him in the preseason, he damn near dropped everything.
I mean, if you go back and even look at his catches, bruh, they're baubles.
So I'm kind of surprised that, you know, I would have, if you had told me that we had just gone with 6 and Ronnie left Ronnie Bell's name off of there, because typically we only go with 5.
Yeah.
And now we've got 7. So, and then the other thing I want to say, good job, Chris Conley. My man. Yeah. Busting his ass, makes the 50, you know what I mean? There's a couple guys on here that you're looking at the names, you're like, you know what? These guys were put on there because they have just busted their ass. You know, it's the equivalent of those guys who are not on scholarship in college, who all of a sudden, you know, their senior year, you get thrown on scholarship. Tonjes is kind of like that same type of situation. Chris Conley's in that same situation, kind of a thing. So it's good to see that some of these guys.
Shout out Los Gatos legend, Tonjes.
There you go. Yeah, local boy. But yeah, so I like the receiver room.
Well, holla at me and see what's up with D Winters. You know, I think D Winters doesn't hurt his ankle. Maybe we're having a little bit of a different conversation. But another player who, you know, we'll get to that when we get to linebackers in a second. But yeah, no big surprises at receiver. This is kind of where holla at me in 24 hours when this roster gets a little bit more solidified. But when I looked down and I had seen that Willis and Latu were cut. And then all of a sudden I started seeing people being like 2 tight ends. And I was like, what the fuck you mean 2 tight ends? And then when I saw the 53-man roster, I was like, holy shit. Now, I don't want to be, you know, Mr. Overreact here, because let's be real. Some people are going to be placed on IR. John Feliciano. Some people are going to be placed on IR. Some moves are going to be made over the next 24 to 48 hours that Eric Sherbert should be coming back to the squad, because honestly, I was a little surprised that they didn't keep Latu, just because, was he a finished product? No, but not by any means. But he had shown improvement, right? Can we all agree on that? Cam Latu had shown some improvement. No, I guess everybody's.
Not enough to keep. No, you're good. I just don't think he showed enough improvement to where it was worth doing anything. I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, he caught some balls." Yeah, he caught balls where he didn't have anybody around him for 5 yards. And he was still body catching half those balls. So
which, in a way, comma 2TE of Trey Lance. I'm assuming that you met of Trey Lance. Yeah. And somebody, I forget the tweet, so I feel kind of bad for not being able to give them the proper credit that they deserve. But somebody had tweeted out and said, as this roster gets more expensive, how do you he was on the field this year, tearing
What up,
off
Terdo?
the top ropes. I'm excited more of this because this shows you that this is a meritocracy. This shows you that straight up, he was not one of the 53 best players. And so regardless of the fact that he was a third-round pick, ultimately didn't mean shit. And what fires me up even, what makes it just a little bit more curious is with the two tight ends. Now this is one of the things.
If we literally went into the year with two tight ends.
Oh my God. And this is one of the things that not this year, and it's kind of masked because of the winning, but as this roster gets more and more expensive, I agree with you. By the way, what's cracking, David McNiner?
What's up, McNiner? And what's up, Steve-O?
So, as this roster gets more expensive, Cam Latu, a third-round pick, being cut a year later, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt because that's somebody that if you, knock on wood, have to get rid of a George Kittle. You let a Ross Dwelly go. You let a Charlie Warner go. These are the players that you would have looked at that are young, cheaper, that you would have type of players that all of a sudden are no longer on the roster.
Yeah.
We've got offensive line: John Feliciano, Nick Zakelj, Jake Brendel, Aaron Banks, Colton McKivett, Spencer Burford, Jalen Moore, and Dominic Pooney. No surprises. I thought they might give John Feliciano one of the IR with designation to return pre-cuts, but I guess they'll obviously make that move tomorrow. But no big surprises, especially when you tell me Trent Williams didn't report, and so is not taking up a roster spot yet. Any surprise for you?
I'm surprised we didn't keep Hubbard simply because we are going into a year where Trent Williams' status is still unknown. Whether he wants to, hold out for games, hold out all year, blah, blah, whatever happens with that whole situation. The fact that we don't have a backup plan makes it a little interesting. That, or there's already a plan and we just don't see it yet.
Yeah, kind of like the Joe. Joe Staley must be coming back. Joe Staley ain't coming back. Oh shit, we traded for Trent Williams. Like the emotions of the faithful during that 2020 weekend when it was like Joe Staley retires. We don't have a left tackle. Holy shit, we just traded for the best left tackle in the league. I was
that's what I'm saying. Is like there's probably something. They probably have something in the works. We just don't know it
yet. John Lynch and Kyle are scheduled to meet with the media tomorrow. Obviously just the initial 53-man press conference that they always do.
Yeah.
But I would not be surprised if there was an announcement made because it's very clear what Trent wants. Trent wants to be the highest left tackle. And so to me, the path, you say no and let him hold out the season, retire, and, we start looking to 2025 probably, more than likely. Or you're going to make him the highest paid left tackle. And consequences, salary cap be damned. I mean, that's kind of – there's only two options, So as we get to the defense – D lineman with I mean, how bad did you want to throw up when you saw Leonard Floyd laying on the ground in Las Vegas, Jason?
And you know, it wasn't already that it was Leonard Floyd, but it was also that Gross Matos went down like the date or the play before. Yeah, so it's like bam, bam. It's like, oh shit. You know, it reminded me of Bosa and 2020. Who went down right before Bosa?
Solomon Thomas.
Solomon Thomas. Thank you. It gave me that same feeling. It was like, whoa. You know what I mean? So you already obviously feel bad the fact that, you know, it's like, oh shit, we spent this money on this guy to go play opposite Bosa, who's been pretty much healthy his entire career, and he gets fucking hurt in a damn preseason game.
Games.
Yeah, a damn preseason game.
It looked good too. I mean, mind you, it was. Mind you,
what's up, Jim Everett?
We will admit it was against backups. We should look that dominant, you know, against the Raiders backups. But still, I mean, I dared to dream for a little bit, Jason. When I saw Leonard Floyd, I was like, and especially what it was, which was a cleanup sack, which I'm tough for. If Leonard Floyd has 9 to 10, or let's say 9 to 11 sacks, and 8 of them are all cleanup sacks, I gives 2 shits.
All right, Jim. Calm down there, buddy.
Yeah, I was about to say, man, don't assault my boy.
You know what? No, this is what I say about Jim Everett. If he's here blessing us, we're doing something really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go.
No,
at the end of the day, no, yeah, I agree with you, Terradome. Some of these picks might start to come haunt us here in the near future. Okay, moving on. Oh, D lineman, Robert Beal Jr., Leonard Floyd, Kevin Givens. We're just gonna call him Sammy O. I can't even pronounce that name. Jordan Elliott, what was it?
I'm just trying to sound it out. I don't actually know how.
I have no idea, bro.
I think it's Nino.
Okay, Nino. I don't know.
Nino.
I'm sure that somehow we'll get a pronunciation guide or something. We'll figure it out.
It'll be on there when they drop the list. They'll put the pronunciation part in the corner like they always do.
Yeah. Biggest shock. Nick Bosa makes the roster. I don't know. Something tells me that guy's pretty good. Hey, Jalen Hargrave.
You know, Kevin Givens has been on this team for quite a few years. Yeah. And I mean, it's good to see. That's good to see him getting some props and getting some love on that one. Kevin
Givens reminds me of. I'm trying to think of a former. Actually, just real quick, this started in my head right now because I was thinking of his dad. Kevin Givens reminds me of a Jeremy Newberry, where Jeremy Newberry wasn't a superstar. You know, if you're younger than a certain age, you won't know who he is. You know, but if you were a faithful of the right age, you know who. Low key, I don't think we've had a better center since. I mean,
I
would probably say Jerry Newberry is probably. Big shout out to his auntie. I know his auntie watches the show whenever she can, or at least that's what she told me. So, Kevin Givens reminds me of that type of player where it's just like, you know, you're going to look up and Kevin Givens is going to be on the Niners like 7 and 8 years. You're just gonna be like, holy shit. You know?
How is he still here?
Yeah, you're never have his jersey or anything like that, but he's just going to, you know, one day you might look up and he's on the 9 or 10-year wall. You know?
Yep.
By the way, Malik Collins, I thought looked good too. It was good to see.
Actually, you know, another surprise to me was Evan Anderson. I have to admit that.
Yeah, especially with Kalia Davis going down for half the year.
And Evan Anderson, yes, it was in the second half against that Raider team, but he was taking on double teams constantly in that fourth quarter, and he was holding his own against those guys. Like, so, I mean, I'm curious, who's the biggest guy we got on the D line right now? Keep going. I just want to look up something else.
Yeah. So, no, I agree with you, Jason. because I thought he looked good, especially with Kalia Davis going down for half the season. I thought that he might be somebody that stuck around. Surprising, but a little bit of a linebackers. So I know we got some comments about the linebackers we wanted to get to. DFF, yeah, I'm surprised. I would have kept Jalen Graham over DFF. I saw enough of DFF in the Super Bowl, brother. Like, I mean, no offense. I understand it was Travis Kelce he was going against, but you know, we're one or two linebacker injuries away from being in that same position again. So that's just something that
our biggest defensive lineman is 310,
which is
Malik
Collins. Yeah,
yeah.
I was going to say Malik Collins. Maybe that's what it is, but I mean, knock on wood, you know. But Malik Collins goes down, so we're fucked. You know, we're putting the few hopes of a nose tackle / roll on Malik Collins, and just nothing else.
And that the amount of guaranteed money we gave him, that, you know what I mean. So yes, I did like what I saw out of him coming out, you know, as the unrestricted free agent that we picked up after the draft. I thought he had some talent, he had size, and then we gave him that nice guarantee on top of it. I was like, whoa, we cut him?
Yeah. I mean, practice squad. So what? You gave him 30,000 extra than a practice squad spot.
Yeah.
You know, but definitely something to keep an eye on. Tatum Bethune. You surprised he made the 53?
I am,
especially over Jalen Graham.
Yes, I figured I thought they would keep Jalen Graham, more like cut DFF kind of thing, and then hope you know Jalen Graham would sneak onto the practice squad. Good for Tatum Bethune. What I saw of him, he looked good. Big props to Curtis Robinson making this team, especially.
Yeah, yeah.
So
honestly,
game
Curtis
1,
Robinson,
like I said,
go ahead.
I think we might be both going for the same idea.
Yeah.
Who's your third linebacker going into the Jets game?
Curtis Robinson.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's who I'm going with him over D Winters right now.
Yeah.
I think it's D Winters' job to take, but right now I think you go with Curtis Robinson.
Holla at me at the end of the season, and we'll see what's crack-a-lacking, you know.
Yeah.
But honestly, on defense, most splashiest plays were Mustafa. Mustafa made the most splashiest plays on defense. Who played the most consistent on defense this preseason? Curtis Robinson.
Yep.
You know, I remember one play. I remember D Winters lined up and he had a chance. It was against Tennessee. I want to say it was right before their first touchdown. But D Winters lined him up, had a chance to tackle him right there. You know, ends up, you know, missing the tackle. The running back gets out of the tackle, gets a couple extra yards. They go closer to the end zone, and I think they score a touchdown on the next play. Fast forward a little bit later in the game, same type of situation. Curtis Robinson has the opportunity to tackle to keep somebody out of the end zone, or, you know, stop them from getting closer to the end zone, and he makes the tackle. The dude doesn't. As a matter of fact, I think the dude might have even went backwards once he got hit. And so that right there tells me, you know, what 2 or 3 years of being on the practice, since 2019, I believe he's been either on the practice squad or the team. Versus, you know, going into your second year, and let's be real, not even your full second year. I think between Curtis Robinson and D Winters, I think we saw that extra experience show up. So yeah, linebacker 3, or definitely first off the bench, you know, is Curtis Robinson.
Yep.
Going down into cornerbacks, we're not going to do what the Niners did. We're not going to do Demo dirty. So, corner back, probably going on IR, designated to return. Isaac Yiadom, Jarrell Luter Jr., Renardo Green, and of course, defensive back Diamador Lenore. Any big surprises there, Jason?
But yeah, I think the one guy who's still getting burnt like he's Starbucks coffee and Ambry Thomas. I mean,
Yeah.
why? What? So
Over
we stashed him,
Watkinson.
doesn't over? So we stashed him on IR or whatever. Do you really want him back next year? Do you really want Ambry Thomas back next year?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
I would have rather kept. I don't understand that part. I'm sure there's going to be some IR and some shenanigans we're going to do. That's the reason why we did keep him. Yeah, I would have definitely wanted to keep Rocky Sin over there. I still like my idea. The reason why we have those guys listed as cornerback, there's that first word, cornerback, and the reason why Diamador Lenore is a defensive back is because Diamador is going to spend majority of his time in the slot, aka the nickel position, and so he's not technically going to be on a corner. He is going to be a defensive back covering people not on the corner. At least that's what I'm going with.
So,
what the hell happened? If you haven't seen the 49ers website.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tommy. Wait, no, that wasn't the one that I was looking for. So I mentioned this to you off air and everything like that. I don't want to know how nasty the negotiations between Demo and the Niners are going to go next year, because
that's the one
they're going to try to fuck them over.
Tough. Yeah, because that's going to be, we played you more at nickel, so we're going to play you as a nickel. But so that one actually, that is a tough conversation and negotiation. Makes perfectly good sense, because again, the Niners have a point on one hand, because so you played 60% as a nickel cornerback versus, but you want to be paid as a top 10 cornerback, which obviously you're going to make more money as a starting cornerback. Yeah. So that one I can get. I don't hate DFF. I think DFF is an amazing special teams guy. He's just not let me rephrase it. DFF is good when it comes to being a linebacker in coverage. He's terrible against the run.
Yeah, no. And what getting to Demo again, let's be real, Jason. Demo's our second best corner.
Yeah.
It's just he has the ability to be an elite nickel as well. Yeah, you know what? That was a big one to me too, because I thought Sammy Womack.
I would have taken Womack over Ambry.
Dave Lombardi mentioned this on the show and everything like that. Let's go back to rewind to 2021, Jason. And if I would have told you after that Whackers game that Trey Lance and Danny Gray would no longer be on the team in 2024, would you have believed me? After that Whackers, that pre.
No, because that's the way it was set up. You know what I mean? That Danny Gray was specifically drafted for Trey Lance's abilities.
And I think what happened with Sammy Womack is I don't think Sammy Womack's a bad player. Personally, Sammy Womack over Ambry Thomas.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. But I'm sorry, Ambry Thomas over Sammy Womack. Yeah, okay. Okay. But it's just I don't think Sammy Womack was a bad player. I just honestly think it was a numbers game, and there were just better players on this roster than him, minus Ambry Thomas.
I'll give you
that. Demo is my favorite player on
right?
Demo is honestly, look, Bam Bam will be my favorite, Niner on defense. The first thing I try to do when the players are out on the field and everything like that before home games is I try to find Fred Warner, because I need to look in Bam Bam's eyes, because that sets my tone, looking in his eyes and seeing, saying like Fred's got that look tonight, baby. That just gets my juices flowing and woo, baby. So I haven't released theirs. Huh. Yeah, the Niners came out super late too. The Eagles released Burks. Huh. Okay, I don't think he's making this roster. But Jason, week 1. Niners Jets. Are you putting out Isaac Yiadom and Charvarius Ward? Say the Jets come out in a 2-receiver set. You putting Isaac Yiadom out there over Demo and just saying, hey, we're going to keep Demo specifically, or are you still doing the back and forth with Demo this year?
I think we do the back and forth. I still think that Demo's the better one. I know we just got to slide him over during, anything more than a 2 wide receiver set. How's it, Soleil? Thank you for joining, Moose.
What's up, Moose? Good to see you, baby. This bit of a shock, not necessary that he is on the team or whatever like that, but Huff being activated from the PUP list, I honestly thought it was a foregone conclusion that safeties maybe pick one up tomorrow, depending on who got released or whatever, and keep Huff on the PUP list.
Huff has said many a times he wasn't going to be ready for training camp. He said his goal was to be ready week 1. So he's on that timetable.
The Niners safety room just got a lot better, and all of a sudden I went from a little we'll see George Odom to, if you tell me that basically our 3 safeties, that we rotate during the season or whatever, are Huff, Jair Brown, and Malik Mustafa, all of a sudden I really like the Niners secondary this year. Crazy take. Niners secondary is going to be better than our pass rush this year. Telling you.
I would not be surprised.
Honestly, I'm fine with when third down, 50 seconds left of the game, Niners get a stop here, or 4th down, Niners get a stop here, we win the ball game. I'm okay with the 4 we're going to bring out: Malik Collins, Javon Hargrave, Leonard Floyd, and Bosa. But when you're talking about the Bravo team, that's when I'm getting a little bit of Nick Bosa eating up a lot of money allotted to that room is definitely hurting the depth this year.
Yeah.
All right. And of course, Mitch Wisnowski, Jake Moody, Tavor Pepper. No surprises. I think that was pretty much written in ink. Going on to real quick, I want to take a break. Shout out the sponsor real quick, and then we'll be back with some thoughts that Steve Young gave yesterday on KNBR.
This segment is brought to you by shop49ers.com, the official online store of the 49ers. Use our affiliate link in the description to get the latest official Niner gear, save 10%, as well as help out the show.
Have you heard the comments from Steve Young, Jason?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so going over the Trent situation, I feel really, because let's be real, it ain't my money, at least not yet, not until they up season ticket prices and stuff. It's not my money. So I'm definitely of pay Trent Williams just because you have to. But
what's up, Darwin?
I remember we kind of talked about this. I want to say it was maybe 20, might have been 21. When let's be real, Trent Williams, is the fact that he's still a Niner is because Kyle Shanahan. He was going to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Niners weren't going to re-sign him, and then Kyle picked up the phone and said, "You give him the extra whatever it is and get this deal done." That's why Trent Williams is on the team. Let's be real. We all know that.
Yep.
Now, I want to make sure that I make this clear. Nobody wants to see the silver more than me. Okay? I was one of the most skeptical people about Trent Williams when we traded for him. And I said, I don't know if we upgraded.
I tell you how good he was.
And then I watched the first play against the Cardinals when he decapitated the linebacker, and I said, damn, Trent Williams is just different. I mean, hold on. I know I have it in the group, but it's too far back to look at. But I want to see if it's one of the images that pops up when you look them up. Hold on. Oh, please, Lord. Damn, I can't find it. It's taking too long to find it. But it's just the Trent Williams just giving the most scariest look you could a human being could possibly give you. And I remember sending the picture to the group and being like, nobody wants this smoke. Go watch the tape of the Jags game last year when that Jags defender was literally running the opposite way of Trent. And even Trent's like, damn, I ain't never seen some shit like that before.
That man made a business decision. I ain't even mad at him.
Strictly business. And I'm not mad at. I want zero smoke from Trent Williams. I've said it a billion times on the show. The Niners are a team that clearly try to send a message, and it is done on purpose that the first two players to walk out of the locker room. Oh, Sam, that's done on purpose. That's not accident. And a team full of alphas, Debo and Trent are the alphas of alphas. But it's so I want to make it clear. I respect Trent Williams. Get your money, Trent.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Trent Williams' captaincy is more on reputation than necessarily being a leader. Because you know what? When you look at the situation, what's the best thing for the Sounders? Is Trent come back next year, come back, the third year, come back with one deal left on your contract. Right? That's the best thing for the Niners. Trent is clearly doing what's best for him. Awesome. Love you, brother. I understand. A man who survived cancer knows tomorrow ain't promised. So get your money. Take care of your kids. Do what you got to do, brother. You have no loyalty to the Niners. Let's be real. It's not like he grew up a Niner fan. I would doubt if Kyle wasn't here, Trent would probably not even be a Niner. Just because he probably wouldn't have wanted to have been traded here.
Yeah. He would have for sure gone to the Chiefs.
But yeah, if I'm a leader, if I'm looking as of course, publicly, they'll all say, hey, we got Trent's back. Like that. But yeah, I'm looking at him a little bit of side eye, bro. Because Bill Belichick said that he had a rule 1 year left on your contract, because then I'm going to have 50 guys at my room wanting contract extensions or wanting pay raises and everything like that. So because what's going to happen now is with CMC, with Trent Williams. Well, what if George Kittle comes up and says, hey, you remember me? The one that carried this football team on its back in 2018? Man who's made one of the biggest offensive plays in the Shanahan era with the 4th and 2 down in New Orleans. What do you tell Fred? What do you tell Fred Warner when Fred Warner says, I'm the heartbeat of this defense? Right? Look, love Nick Bosa, but I think the player we could do least without is Fred Warner. Niners would be.
No, I still think it's Trent.
No, I'm talking about strictly defense. Strictly defense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, strictly defense, because you saw in 2020. Look, were we championship contenders in 2020 without Nick Bosa? No. But we were still at look, if Jimmy didn't get hurt and George got hurt and all that, I think we're a playoff team. I think the reason the 2020 Niners weren't a playoff team wasn't defensively. It was offensively.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at, and then he went ahead and spoke about the BA situation. With the bag, you asked to be traded. So I got you, bro. We'll wrap up here soon. So You asked to be traded. You wanted the bag. It's like I'm starting to get more frustrated. Yeah. Is that I think that's what it is. Hey, I want to be on this team because let's be real, we're not trading them to the Chiefs. You know, the Chiefs are probably about the only team that have a higher Super Bowl chance than us, just because simply they're the defending champions and they got the best player in the league. But and one of the best head coaches. So I at this point, I don't want to say I don't want BA because you obviously want him and everything like that, but I'm kind of looking a little side eye at BA if I'm in that locker room.
You've been given options that to make a ton of money, like the $32 million he could have made with the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you want to get traded? Okay, cool. You know, we don't want to lose you, but you want to go somewhere for money? Okay, here's a trade option for you to do this to get, your money. Oh, you're gonna nix that one. Okay, well, what about this one with the Browns? No, I don't want to go there. No, what about this one? No, I don't want to do that. We're gonna give you. Okay, so now supposedly we've offered him the $30 million. Oh, I don't like the way it looks on the fourth year. Make up your fucking mind at this point.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. At this point, it's like, look, at every turn they've given you, and I'm not mad necessarily at him for getting his money. Again, I've said I support any player for getting his money, but at this point, you have said no to about 19 things. Make your fucking mind up and do something.
Yeah, that's because if I'm a player in that locker room, I'm like, look, bro, we all want you to get your money, but are you trying to get the bag or are you trying to win the championship?
It's not even about that anymore, to be honest with you. To me, it's like, look, we've given you 10 options, and you've nixed every single one for trades. Okay, we've offered you more money, and more money, and now you want to complain about the years. And 1 year, that's like, just make up your mind and play.
And at the end of the day, you act like if you sit out, we won't be in the exact same situation next year because you won't get the recruit season, you won't become a free agent, and then you're still gonna think that you're gonna control where you're traded, and then all of a sudden the Niners won't do what's best.
And TJ has completely frozen up and gone off. So I'm not sure where exactly he was going on that BA part. I'm sure he's up there. He looks like he's going to be popping in here in just a second. Maybe. There he is.
Yeah, my bad, y'all. So we'll go ahead and we'll wrap it up here in a second. Last thing, real quick, some practice squad projections. Matt Breida, yay or nay?
Yay.
Trent Taylor, yay or nay?
Nay.
Nay?
I'm going to say nay on that. We have 7 it all depends on what we do with our receiver. We have 7 receivers right now. Do we really need more receivers on the practice squad? I mean, how many more do we need?
I'm going to give you
that's why I'm saying nay to Trent Taylor. We have enough wide receivers.
Cam Latu, yay or nay?
Please give me a nay on that one. I'm done with it.
I want Jordan Willis. You said Willis. It was so funny because it didn't click. I was like, Willis. It didn't click in my head for a second just because I was not expecting him to get cut. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, Brandon Willis?
I expected one or the other. If you told me that we kept Latu but cut Willis, or kept Willis and cut Latu, I 100% saw one or the other getting cut and the other one being. I didn't expect both of them to get cut.
And I feel for Brandon Willis because everybody talked about how he struggled to block in the preseason. Well, yeah, because he's not a fucking fullback.
Well, not only that, we're not used to the closest thing we have on this team to how Brandon Willis played at Oklahoma State, was Debo. We moved him all over. He lined up in the backfield, then he was a wide receiver, then he was a tight end. He's somebody that needs, you almost need to force feed him the ball kind of a thing. That's where he's best at. He's not used to putting his hand in the dirt, obviously blocking. Same thing coming out of the back, playing fullback. He can come out of the backfield kind of like when we set up with Debo back there. But he is not necessarily a fullback per se. Like I said, we're just not using him the right way. So that's my thing with Braden Willis.
Yeah, that definitely got pretty frustrating in the fact that it was like, I know he got a lot of hate, and I was like, well, they're clearly playing him at the wrong position. He's not a fucking fullback.
Yeah. He's not a blocking tight end.
Yeah. He's not a blocking tight end. Guess what? Neither is Travis Kelce, but he seems to make it work. All right, Jason. So I forgot to tell you, I'm working Friday, so I will not. I'll holler at Jamie, see if she'll rock and roll with you, and then
I'll see if I'll put out the feeler, see if anyone else wants to come on for Friday.
Yeah. Do your thing, bro. I'm actually a little bit jealous because I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to stuff like that. I honestly kind of wanted to do it more on Friday than today because at least then we could talk about the roster the way the roster is most likely going to look come Monday night. Will be more likely solidified by Friday than today.
Yeah.
Real quick, I actually wanted to show you this before we got off air since I'm not. So, window. Okay. If you see this right here, damn it, where is it? Okay, there's a little, wait, right here. Go on, give it to me. Okay, right here, where it says, I made you your own. I made Jamie your own. So I'm going to upload all the halftime stuff, all the Friday stuff will be on yours. All the post game and the Saturday show stuff will be on Jamie's, and then all the Tuesday and all that stuff will be on mine. So we don't got to deal with 8 million fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. Looks like TJ is frozen up, and is he going to disappear on us today? I go 3, 2, 1. TJ is gone. All right, everybody, we're just going to go ahead and end this because TJ's computer seems to be shooting out. Who's the backup we got in? He is an unrestricted free agent that we got, Roberto. He's a local guy from down, in Cali. So,
yeah, we're gonna get out of here, bro. Final thoughts, Jason.
There's a head scratching a little bit of the initial 53. This is obviously not what it's going to look like. Definitely, we'll see what it looks like again tomorrow afternoon. Come back on Thursday, and me and Anshel for the 49er Media Captain Show should have a full breakdown for everything that's going to be, what it looks like at that. So other than that, man, it's good to see, this team finally coming together. We're getting we only got 12 more days and a wake up before we get to the season, the first season game. Can't talk right now.
And you know what? Actually, I'm not gonna even lie. You know what's gonna suck even more, bruh? You know damn well that Monday's gonna drag on too.
Oh, it's gonna take forever,
like,
man.
oh, we're here, and then all of a sudden it's like, bruh, I'm gonna be up at like 7:00 in the morning. Like, let's go, baby! Only 10 hours to go.
So usually that even that Sunday would probably take a long time, but me and the wife are gonna go see Beetlejuice on that Sunday on the 8th.
Okay.
So that's my last. Hey, babe, I'll see you in 4 months.
Yeah, I haven't quite talked with Bubby about what hers is going to be because our anniversary is Monday, not the 9th, but the 2nd. So she'll probably get hers probably about a week earlier. So
and it's like, okay,
but it actually,
I love you.
It works out pretty.
Later.
It works out pretty good because usually my girl's mom has Sundays off. So like my girl just kicks it with her mom, and that's when they go grocery shopping and do all that type of shit. So it ends up working out pretty good for us.
As long as I put the Packers game on for her, the wife's happy. So I'm good.
There you go, man. All right, brother. We'll go ahead and I won't catch you Friday,
but from the,
we'll see you Tuesday,
comment section. Peace.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Thank everybody for tuning in today. Jason will see you Friday for our week in review show. I will be back next Tuesday. That's when we will do our season preview. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We shall see y'all next week. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana. Touchdown, John Taylor.
You're tuned into Niner Faithful Radio, the show hosted for the faithful, by the faithful, brought to you by Power Brands.
See ya.